A possible tsunami was the immediate threat here in BC. Now there is the risk of radioactive fallout. 2 nuclear power plants in Japan are damaged. And as Bell Peoria reports, that's cause for alarm here.
Japan has declared a state of emergency at 2 nuclear power plants. 5 reactors have been shut down because of cooling problems due to power outages after the earthquake. Radioactive vapor has been released from at least one of them to protect the reactor. The question is, where will the vapor go?
We tend to see weather systems coming up and over via the Aleutian Panhandle or down through Hawaii and up and in.
In the long term, it'll come to us. The danger depends on what happens in Japan. If the cooling systems aren't repaired within 24 hours, a core meltdown is a risk. The worst case is a Chernobyl scenario with explosions destroying the reactors and sending a deadly plume of radioactivity into the air. Nuclear experts say venting radioactive steam into the atmosphere to alleviate pressure in the reactors is bad for the population generally. The winds right now, for the short term, are good for the Japanese.
If a concentrated plume of this so-called dilute radioactive steam comes their way, enters under their door sills, under their window sills, and they breathe it in, they are getting a dose of radioactivity.
Experts say taking the lid off a reactor is much like taking the lid off a pot of boiling water. You can't control what's going to happen. And in the case of the reactors, no one can say how long the steam will vent, how high it will vent, and how far it will travel.